Good day everyone, David Paul speaking. It's 20 past 3 here in the UK on the 24th of July. Friday 24th of July, the American market has opened up weaker. And as you can see, probably the S&P is down 16 full points and the declines higher than the advances. The primary wave on Vector Vest is up, but not with conviction, so the advice is caution, and I think that's a very good advice today. All the measures of the trend on Vector Vest are up, but the color guard advises caution when buying stocks at this time. So I've got the Vector Vest composite of the USA open. And if I go to a 6-month chart, we can see the DEW medium market timing signals that I've been following. But folks, this divergence is getting very marked and in our face at the moment. The prices are rising. I broke up through that old top, the June the 9th top, but the buy-sell ratio nor the MTI could follow. So that's a very strong warning. But as you know, the trend is still up, and it's only pulled back to where it was 2-3 days ago, so it's hardly a major reversal for sure, but nevertheless that is a warning signal, and one needs to be careful. So please don't do any new positions until you see the color guard going back where the pointer is in the green. However, what has happened today is that my old friend AMD has and finally, I think, flown the coop in that it's well up 11% today, $6 after breaking out the other day. So with any luck, this trend that I've been waiting on to break out of this I think cup and handle pattern is well established. It's broken out on this gap, which is always a good sign, folks, so I'm hoping that that's a way. I think that there's a target in that, probably up around the $80 level, so I certainly waited long enough for it. One share that I took a position on a couple of days ago, 2 shares in fact, both based on technical breakouts, are Ollie's and Sprouts, and these are shares that I've done really well in the past, and that's a behavioral finance mistake, I know, but let's see, AMD again, graph selected, there we go, and that's Ollie's, and you can see what it's done since the lows here. It broke on very high volume, and I liked that. Broke on very high volume. I bought it at this old high as it pulled back to that old high, and I bought it at 105.30, and it's gone below that today. We shall see. It's pulling back on lower volume, so so far so good, but nevertheless it could easily stop out on that. The Vector Vest stop loss is down around the $90 level, and that's a good place, I think, for the stop loss. That's Sprouts, and again Sprouts broke this triangular pattern, and it broke 1, 2, 3, that's 4th attempt. It broke just about in the 4th attempt. It's pulling back on falling volume. I bought it at 26.50 as it pulled back to that old high, and I'm reasonably happy with that. Everything is going to be dictated by the general market. If the general market can hold these levels, then it'll be okay. If it can't, well, then I'll get stopped out, and that's just simply another 1% gone. What can I do? So that's 2 extra positions that I've taken based on very simple technical breakouts on high volume, no rocket science. So and all the other positions have come back a little bit with the market, but I'm still reasonably pleased with them all. Okay, so UK showing quite a similar story. This is end of day, and as you know, the FTSE's off with the American market, with the American futures today. Nevertheless, all of the trends on Vector Vest are up, and yesterday we had a green light in the price column of the color guard. And if I go to the VectorVest Composite of the UK. I've kept this lighter colour so I know which one is which. That is the composite doing pretty much the same as what happened in the US, in that this is drifting upwards and the buy-sell ratio falling, the MTI falling. That's the DEW buy signal that I've been following since the 7th of April now, and those are going reasonably well. We've had a very good run in some gold stocks, as you are all well aware of. And if I go to my watch list viewer and go to this one, that's the shares that I've been holding, folks. These need to be sorted by RT. These brings the shares that are doing well to the top and the shares that are not doing so well to the bottom. Reasonably happy. There's a deal at AAZ. It got very close to my stop loss, but AAZ bounced up yesterday on a deal. The chart looked good, and I bought into that a couple of weeks ago. HOC has been the star of the show, and Games Workshop pushing up again, and Anglo pushing up with the metals price. So reasonably happy with those. I added a couple of weeks ago. It's going really well as well. So reasonably happy with all of those. AAZ was a worry for a day or two, but as you can see, it seems to be respecting this now, and there's quite a positive deal come out on AAZ, so I'm quite happy with that one. HOC has been the star, and that's HOC that came off this textbook spring formation, and I bought into it below 2, and it's gone up here. I think it's probably gone far enough now, and if we want to be long-term holders in this, then we have to wait for a pullback to the old top. I have some views on the gold market. I think that the gold market and the silver market are in the throes of a strong bull market, but I think, folks, that we're probably going to have to sit through a little bit of a pullback soon. We can quite easily get to $25 in silver, but I suspect that then we'll need a pullback, and that pullback will test us, because it can pull back quite a long way, and the bull market and precious metals is still on. My view is that long-term investors should actually hold on to those positions, and that this trend in precious metals is just getting going, to tell you the truth. Silver in particular has got a very, very long way to go. Gold has made a double top at, I think, the 2011 highs, and silver has only got up to about 50% of that. So although both are in fact going to pull back a little bit, I think that longer term investors should in fact do their best to try and stay the course. Short term players can in fact get out and then buy back in again. I think whatever happens, even under the most optimistic situation at HOC, the darn thing's going to pull back and test that old top. I see polymetal has made a new high. I think again it'll pull back a little bit. So just be warned, folks, that to stay in this gold and precious metal trend, I think that you're going to have to take a deep breath or two as it pulls back a little bit, but it's probably got a day or two to go in it yet. So steady as she goes. I'm watching I'm watching very carefully the DEW signal, and I will be taking action, folks, on all of these laggards if the DEW should in fact turn down. Anglo is a recent buy, and it's on a buy recommendation. All looks good. I'm particularly pleased with Avast. Avast, as you can see, I brought it just here as it broke out here at those old highs, and has moved up quite nicely since that. I think there's a long way to go in this share yet. Those of you who are technicians, you take the high minus the low here, add it to the breakout, and you'll get a really good idea of the target, and that target is somewhere around the 7. I worked it out at a Q&A a couple of weeks ago, somewhere around £7. If you're listening to this on Friday or Saturday morning, I'm doing a webcast on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock in the UK on the VectorVest proprietary worry-free investing methodology, which is a position trading methodology using confirmed calls. If you go to the web page, you can register for that webcast. and I look forward to seeing everybody to discuss these trends in a great deal of detail on Monday afternoon. Just watch over the next week or so. It's not a time for long fishing trips, folks. It's a time to keep your eye on that VectorVest composite and the DEW signals in both countries. I'm not sure how long this run is going to go on, but the one thing that I am sure of is that this time will not be different, and that this market sooner or later will pull back, and I for one will be damned if I'm giving back the profits that I've made in the run up. So see you on Monday afternoon, VectorVest people. Anybody that wants an invite for our Q&A session on Monday afternoon, just email me, traderdavy, DAVY, at gmail.com, and I'll send you off one. And if you want to take a VectorVest 30-day trial, well, just go to vectorvest.co.uk. It's £5.95. Thanks for your help. I hope this helped. Bye-bye.